This one's probably mainly for you. What is the biggest misconception of your family?
Oh, you're brainwashed. Your parents control you. You're all gonna have probably the same number of kids or have a lot of kids. I'm definitely not brainwashed. I have a mind of my own.
So do I.
My dad will sometimes we'll have a argument, disagreements where we'll just talk things out, and it's healthy. Like, that's really good.
Every family does.
My dad is a very humble man. My mom as well. She's just the sweetest thing ever.
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Thursday, June 1st, 2023. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's been a very busy week, and tomorrow is going to be very busy because I'm going to be busy binge watching Duggar Family Secrets, the new Amazon Prime docuseries that will be dropping tomorrow. So if you've been living under a rock, we've been covering all the happenings and the latest developments of this docuseries. And yesterday, in the middle of all of this, Jill announced on her Instagram that she was writing a book. And throughout this entire process, the Duggars haven't responded to anything. They refused to be a part of the docuseries. When Ginger Duggar wrote her book, they did not respond to any requests for comments by the press. Now after being silent for months about the show, about Ginger's book, about the docuseries, having their own opportunity to participate in this, they left a note on their website, and it says, "A note from Jim, Bob, and Michelle. The recent documentary that talks about our family is sad because in it we see the media and those with ill intentions hurting people we love. Like other families, ours too has experienced the joy and the heartbreaks of life, just in a very public format. This documentary paints so much and so many in a derogatory and sensationalized way because sadly, that's the direction of entertainment these days. We have always believed that the best chance to repair damaged relationships or to reconcile differences is through love in a private setting. We love every member of our family and will continue to do all we can to have a good relationship with each one. Through both the triumphs and the trials, we have clung to our faith all the more and discovered through the love and grace of Jesus, we find strength, comfort, and purpose." I find this statement to be hysterical because Jim Bob in this has found a way to play the victim and to act as though what is being said about him and the family and the IBLP is sensationalized, and that the only reason that anyone would speak negatively about him or even share what their experience was is because they have ill intentions. That line that says, and that talks about our family is sad because in it we see the media and those with ill intentions hurting people we love. Who has ill intentions that's hurting people that they love? Because there are family members of the Duggars in this series. And they said that they want to restore relationships privately and yet have been a public family. The irony to me about Jim Bob is that he wants it both ways. He wants everything public, like the graduation that he just posted about with his son and daughter, or their trip to Israel, or the special times with sisters, or all the blogs that they've written over the years, and not to mention 21 seasons of reality television. That was okay because it showed you guys the veneer, the happy part of the Duggars. It didn't show the truth. And so it's when things aren't good that they want privacy. It's when the reality hits him that he wants privacy. And he goes on to take a stab at his daughter and his son-in-law by saying, we have always believed that the best chance to repair damaged relationships or to reconcile differences is through love in a private setting. Okay, so my question to Jim Bob is, when Jill and Derick approached you guys about going to a counseling center as a neutral zone to have conversations about the family, to have conversations about their experience, and to have conversations about what happened to them, and it happened to be a therapist that was not IBLP related, why did you decline? They gave you opportunities in private to rectify and to reconcile. But it's impossible to reconcile with a megalomaniac who happens to also be a complete and utter narcissist. And it's almost like they are making it seem as though the relationship now is dead to them. We have always believed that the best chance to repair damaged relationships or to reconcile differences is through love in a private setting. We love every member of our family and will continue to do all we can to have a good relationship with each one. What do you mean, Jim Bob? So are you going to contact your sister and your niece and your daughter and your son-in-law and try to get them over for a photo op so it looks like you guys are all better and good? And then the way that they always go back to the faith is so hypocritical because they always cling to their faith. Every trial that they go through is literally them going, well, I just became closer to God. And yet the way that they espouse their faith and the way that they treat people is the absolute opposite of Christianity. And that's absolute opposite of the way that Jesus instructed his disciples to love one another. And, you know, I'm not a Christian, but I definitely know the Bible. I was a Christian. I grew up Catholic, and I was baptized in my adulthood at a non-denominational church. I know what Jesus said. I know how Jesus treated people. And I know that Jesus definitely would not have been on board with the way that Jim Bob treated his children, because he warned people against greed. He warned people against hurting children. He warned people against Pharisees and people that are wolves in sheep's clothing. Jim Bob exhibits all the examples of a Pharisee, all the examples of the evil tax collectors, or, you know, the evil people Jesus warned people about. And I also think it's extremely ironic that they say this documentary paints so much and so many in a derogatory and sensationalized way, because sadly that's the direction of entertainment these days. Okay, there's probably a level of sensationalism in this documentary. I give you that, because people are not going to watch something that is flat out just straight boring. So they're going to find the stuff, the meat, that is the most, like, it grabs you. The problem with the IBLP, though, is all of it will grab you. I've covered this cult for 5 years, and there's never a day that I cover this cult that there's not something that I don't find that's not horrific, that doesn't show so much pain and has people that are dealing with so much trauma, that you don't even have to sensationalize the story. And again, derogatory. Unless you speak well of Jim Bob, you don't get to say anything. He wants people to know that his relationship with Jill is damaged, and Derick is damaged, and his relationship with his sister and his niece is damaged. But he doesn't want to explain to him that reconciliation has to go two ways. And some people don't want to reconcile with people that literally do not want to change and do not care to change and do not care to do the right things and do not care to hear other people's opinions and do not care to be a good person and do not care to respect people's boundaries. Jim Bob has no ability to respect boundaries. He believes that he gets to control his children into their adulthood to the extent that they literally are like living on his property or in the homes that he owns and working for him so that he can control them financially. There's so much documented proof for everything that's going to be in this documentary. And yet, as far as I know, none of the people that are involved in this got an advanced screen. I spoke to Deanna Duggar yesterday, and I spoke to Amy like 2 days ago, and they hadn't seen the documentary. Like, they're going to see this docuseries when it goes live with the rest of you. They don't know what it looks like. They haven't seen it yet. How does Jim Bob even know what's in there? He's already setting the stage for his audience that this is going to be a negative documentary, and so you shouldn't watch it. This message is not for Jill. This message is not for people like me. This message is for his little tiny bubble of people that worship the ground he walks on. And he's telling them, don't believe this because it's sensationalized and it's derogatory. He's already planting seeds of doubt in his followers so that they don't watch this. And it's so typical. And the fact that this is like, they've had so much time to respond. They could have participated in this. They could have shared their side. They could have shown the love. They could have shown all of the great things that they claimed is happening in their family. But they chose not to because it's not going to paint them favorably. Jim Bob has a lot to answer for, and he'll never answer for it when he sits on a throne in a bubble behind a computer where nobody can give him feedback, and he does it on his website where he has the one that has the ability to control the outcome. Let's see if they posted this on their Facebook. Yeah, they didn't post this on their Facebook. It's on their website. So people are going to have to go out of their way to find this. They're not releasing this to the media. It's literally just them saying, yeah, it's derogatory, and it is also slanderous and false and salacious and sensationalized. Audience members get to make their own decision when they watch something, whether or not they believe something's to be derogatory or slanderous. I think there's a lot of derogatory things about the Duggar family, including them covering up crimes for Josh and putting their need for fame and fortune over the needs of their children, and having so many kids that they don't even know who their kids are. If you've ever read any of Michelle's blogs, it's very clear she has limited to no understanding of what her children care about or who they are, because everything is so blank in it's like everything is superficial. She knows nothing deep about her kids. So he wants you to watch his show. He wants you to watch his content. He wants you to ingest Jed's videos. He wants you to ingest Joy's videos. He wants you to ingest all of those things so that you don't think about all of the other crap that's out there. And then he wants to remind people that in a circle that these relationships are damaged, and he makes it sound like they won't reconcile. We have always believed the best chance to repair relationships is in private. Well, it sounds like he used the past tense instead of we believe the best chance to repair a relationship is in private. This relationship with Jill is dead to him now. Same with Deanna, and same with his niece, and his sister and his niece aren't going to give a crap. But this is going to mean that he's going to tell his kids that Jill is off limits now. Either that, or he's going to try to kiss Jill's ass and get them back into the fold, which won't work. Jim Bob's response is just so predictable. Jim Bob, maybe you should watch it and see what it has to say. You haven't even watched it. You don't even know what's in it. You only have seen clips like the rest of us. Anyways, on top of this comment, Jed was out over on Instagram, literally like a keyboard warrior, defending his sister, or defending his dad, because he was liking comments on his Instagram on Jill's post announcing her book. And in her book announcement, she stated that she was going to, in her book announcement, she basically just said like this was their opportunity to share the whole story, the whole truth about the manipulation, the intimidation, all of the greed and the horrible way that they've been treated and all of this. And then like having to lie to the public and then be on reality television. And it's like gasoline. It's like throwing gasoline onto a fire. And they want to offer their side of the story so that their audiences and their fans know the truth. and so that people around them can see, because they said that they want to offer hope to other people that have been through other situations like theirs, because they know that a lot of IBLP members have gone through crap like they have. And Jed was over there like liking comments about Jill having the audacity to write her book and that she shouldn't be profiting off of this, which is ironic because Jim Bob profits off his kids. And when somebody actually called him to the carpet about him being not a good Christian and not representing Christianity, and that he needs to call, and this person called Jed and his family to repentance and said that they're acting like Pharisees and quoted Ephesians. Jed got so worked up that he broke his little robot script and said, "Excuse you, but you don't know our family at all. Please don't make assumptions about things that 100% none of your business. The true shame is on you." So Jed is not saying it's not true. He's saying it's not our business. Well, Jed, Jill wants it to be our business because she wants to write the book. So I think it's ironic that you're saying it's none of our business, because Jill is wanting it to be our business because she's writing a book. And somebody also in the comments made a cute comment like, "Hey, Jed, yeah, I'll see you in chapter 9 when this is, this will be public, and I'll see you in chapter 9. Like, this is our business." So Jed got a lot to lose. Jim Bob has a lot to lose, but they have to placate to their audience. They got to placate to the culties and say that this is dangerous. And Jim's putting out warning flags saying, this is sensationalized and derogatory, and we have damaged relationships. And we love every member of our family, and we'll continue to do all we can to have a good relationship with each one. No, you won't. You will not. It's so obvious that it's just all for show. He doesn't have good relationships with all of his kids. He's a domineering alpha patriarch, in my opinion. And he intimidates and puts the fear of God into his children. Who does that? I just cannot. You're not the victim here, Jim Bob. Your daughters are the victims of your son. The public is a victim of your gaslighting and lies. And the fact that you put your daughter on television to cover for your son and to cover up a felony is disgusting. And it's just sad that you were never charged for crimes, because being in jail and the cellmate with Josh would probably be where you would thrive. So tell me what your thoughts are about this in the comments below. Bye, guys.